What's going on, guys? Matthew Muniz here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss the Roth IRA, Traditional IRA, or 401k, the benefits of each one, the differences, and potentially what could be the best strategy for saving and investing in our future retirement. So first things first, we have the Roth IRA, the Traditional IRA, and the 401k. What exactly are those? Well, an IRA is an individual retirement account that has an annual maximum contribution limit of $6,000 unless you're over the age of 50, where you can do $7,000 per year. These are tax-advantaged accounts that help people save and invest towards their retirement. A 401k is a little bit different because it's employer-sponsored and it also has much higher annual maximum contribution rates. $19,500 if you're under the age of 50 in 2021. And then if you're over the age of 50, you can actually contribute an additional $6,500 catch-up contribution to give you a total of $26,000. The other great thing about 401ks is a lot of companies actually offer you a company match. If a company offers a company match on your 401k, that is automatically the #1 investment you can make. That is free money, and you cannot beat that with any other retirement account. So if a 401k is an option, and you get company match, you want to automatically max that out so that you meet the employer's match. So if it's 5%, you want to contribute 5% of your salary. That way you put in 5%, your employer puts in 5%, for a total of 10% of your salary being saved. After that, you can then determine, do you want to put more money into your 401k or a traditional IRA, or do you want to put more money into a Roth IRA? So let's talk about the Roth IRA. The Roth IRA, you contribute to post-tax. So after you get paid, after your taxes are already taken out, then you contribute to the account, you grow your investments. After the age of 59 and a half, when you go to withdraw, any growth you've had, you can withdraw everything and you won't pay any taxes. This is different from the 401k and the traditional IRA because those are pre-tax and they lower your taxable income. Now we're going to go into a little more detail onto why a Roth IRA would be where you want to put your money. So with the Roth IRA, as we already discussed, your gains and your withdrawals after the age of 59 and a half are going to be withdrawn tax-free. If you need to withdraw before that, you could face a 10% penalty, but there are special circumstances where you don't have to pay that penalty. If you withdraw just your contributions before 59 and a half, if you need some extra money, for instance, you don't pay taxes on it because you've already paid taxes on it. The Roth IRA is great when you expect to be in a higher tax bracket when you retire. So if you think you're going to have more income coming in when you're retired than you are today, then the Roth IRA could be very beneficial to you. A Roth IRA could also be very beneficial to you if your taxable income is pretty low right now. If you have pretty low taxable income, you might already be in the 22% tax bracket, which means if you lower your taxable income, you're still paying the 22%. It really doesn't make that big of a difference. A good thing about the Roth IRA though is that you don't have required minimum distributions at 72. This you do have with your 401k and the traditional IRA. Lastly, if you're uncertain of what taxes are going to be like in the future, you may want to go with the Roth IRA just for peace of mind. That being said, traditional IRAs and 401ks, putting more money into those could be very beneficial as well. The first reason is with the lowering the taxable income. This is especially important if you already have a high income. If you're up near $165,000, you could be flirting back and forth between the tax bracket of 24% and 32%, which is a significant increase in taxes. If you could lower your taxable income below that $165,000 by putting more money into your traditional IRA or your 401k, then it's definitely worth doing that so you're not paying as much in taxes in general. Another good thing about the 401k or the traditional IRA is that it's going to make it seem like your money's going further. This is a little bit of a mental part where every paycheck, if you want to invest $100 into either the Roth IRA or the 401k, when you choose the 401k, you're investing and saving $100, but your actual paycheck that comes to you might only be $76 missing versus the $100 missing. You'll still have more money to use at that time because you're not paying the taxes on it. Since the taxes aren't being taken out, you can use that excess money to invest even more money into a private brokerage, or you could use it for whatever else you need it for. There are downsides to these accounts, and we're going to start with the Roth. The biggest downside to the Roth IRA is if you already have a low income and you're struggling to save money, making contributions post-tax is an even bigger hit on your current income. The other downside to a Roth IRA is that there's actual income limits. If you make more than $140,000, you can't contribute to a Roth IRA. There are certain loopholes called a backdoor Roth, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. Now, the downsides of a traditional are the fact that you have to pay taxes on all of your withdrawals. If you withdraw before 59.5, you might have to pay a 10% penalty, and any withdrawals after 59.5 are going to be taxed as ordinary income. If your account has grown a lot over the years, that's going to be a substantial hit on your income. Another thing that comes up are the required minimum distributions at age 72. You will have to start taking money out of your account if you haven't already started. So all in all of these accounts can be very beneficial when it comes to saving and investing for your retirement. The best thing to do, in my opinion, and I'm not a financial advisor, I still think you need to do your own research, is to max your 401k employer contribution if they offer it. So if your employer is offering that company match, you got to do that. That's the first step. Now, once you do that, then you can determine, do you want to put more money into your 401k? Do you want to put more money into your Roth IRA? At that point, I believe you might want to start putting a little bit of money into your Roth IRA so that you have a healthy mix of multiple accounts with different tax benefits. Personally, I do the company match for mine, which is 8%, and I do an additional 7% into my 401k as well. On top of that, I also put money into my Roth IRA, so that way I have a mix of the Roth IRA and the 401k. I'm not quite maxing my 401k yet, but I will hopefully soon. If you have a healthy mix of these accounts, there's really no wrong answer. The only bad thing to do is not take advantage of any of these accounts. If you're just keeping your money in a savings account where you're making 0.4% interest in an account like Ally, which is a high yield savings account, you're really not making any money and you're not taking any advantage of tax breaks that you could have by using one of the IRAs. If you want some more information or you want to open an IRA, you can use the link below. I have one for Fidelity in the description below. If you learned anything in this video, please hit the like button, comment, let me know what your plan is, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next video on Thursday next week. Thank you so much.